welcome to the Daily Conspiracy Podcast. We don't take days off because reptilians don't take days off. How you doing, Ollie?
I'm a little bit pissed off, Lee. Not
Why
gonna
are you
lie.
pissed off, Ollie? Well, fucking turns out that I went out for an hour and the fucking craziest fucking shit has happened. But
I had a
why
show.
are you pissed off?
I had a show planned for us with some crazy guy.
You did? You
I
did
sh-
actually, yeah.
And I said last night, we'll do that unless something else pops up.
It turns out something's popped up.
Something's popped up, Lee. The vagina UFO. The vagina case. Virginia. The Virginia case is... There is a press conference. Not only with one person there, Lee. With pretty much the entire... Everybody. All of them. The doctors. The people that worked on the soldier. The person that worked on the alien.
Mm.
Jacques Vallée is there, which we'll start off with Jacques. I've had a little listen through. This is completely fresh for your little ears.
Yeah, I've been...
Do you have ears?
Underneath.
I've never seen your ears. I've just realised that.
You absolutely have seen my
No,
ears.
I didn't see them when we were in America either.
I mean, I'm sure you did at some point.
No, I think your long hair was covering them up.
No, I had relatively short hair when we went to America.
You do have them though, yeah?
I do have... Ollie, I shave my head sometimes.
It's just, it's the whole... With
I'm actually
they
due.
walk among us. I'm just wondering now, do I work with one?
I'm actually due for going... for whizzing it all off again soon, actually.
So, should we get bloody balls deep into this?
Yeah, everyone knows we want them to leave comments. We want them to leave comments wherever they're listening to this. They know we want them to sign up to the Patreon to get rid of the adverts. They know we sell T-shirts if they want to go to our Teespring.
Also, I've seen that we've sold quite a few T-shirts really, and none of you have sent us any pictures. Send us pictures wearing them. That way we can pop you up.
Yeah.
Only if you want to be put out on social media, but it would be nice for us to put out on the X so the entire world can feast their eyes on you.
Depending on how hot you are, send not wearing them.
You always have to lower the tone, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Says the man drinking
it's like
cloudy piss.
With Jack Nicholson.
Why Jack Nicholson?
He's a randy little bugger.
He is a randy little bugger. That's a good way of describing Jack Nicholson.
Yeah,
actually.
you know that man likes to fuck.
You're a randy little bugger.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of randy little buggers, let's bring on Jacques Vallée first. Yeah, he might not be, but look at that. That's great.
Good afternoon. My name is Jacques
Looks like they're going to
Vallée.
lower him in.
Speaking at the request of Mr. James Fox, because a few years ago...
Just for the podcast, he's actually supposed to be, I think, on screen, and they're all looking up, and it looks like they're like looking up to God.
I just expect to be lowered down. Do you remember when Borat was lowered into the AMAs and he landed on Eminem?
Yes.
That's how I imagine this is going to happen.
So I initiated the system of multiple databases used by a DIA-sponsored program at Bigelow Aerospace as a cleared member of the scientific team charged with the study of UFO, UAP phenomena. The data warehouse system contained data about 260,000 screened reports of anomalous objects in flight and hundreds of reports of creatures, live or dead, associated with crashed or landed vehicles of unknown provenance, including some similar to those in Virginia, thus providing useful multinational and historical context. My current research is taking us to deeper levels with new on-site analytical and physical
I'm sorry,
research
Ollie. Just pause
on
this.
historical cases.
Yeah.
That's really fucking strange. How far are we into this?
35 minutes. This started at 33 minutes, by the way.
No, oh, sorry, we can't see how long Jack Fille's talked to. Right, until you just put your headphones back on, fucking Ross Coulthard didn't move, didn't blink, didn't breathe, like, didn't move a fucking muscle in his face. And to the point where I wasn't even listening to Jacques. I was watching Ross Coulthard going, has he just like put a still up of himself and he's not actually watching it? That was
maybe,
really, sorry.
Maybe the video freezed.
I don't know. It was really, really quite strange because the bottom lady was moving and stuff like that down there. Sorry, it's just something I picked up on and it really, really fucking threw me for a loop.
Okay, I'm going to keep my eye on Ross now.
Such as the 1945 case in San Antonio, New Mexico, the 1964 case in Socorro, New Mexico, also, and the 1965 case in Valençon in France. In those and several others, new physical and environmental data was collected. The observations involve a total of 7 creatures, generally similar in size and general body shape to those described by the witnesses in Virginia, Brazil, and by Mr. Fox.
Just quickly there, do you remember when people were laughing at this case?
Yeah.
And now this case has got absolute legs. People were laughing at this. I think this is absolutely crazy, especially considering the weird show that we did last night about the whole banking collapse of this thing, and we were talking about, how is this disclosure going to start? This feels like, I know it already feels like it's kind of started, but this feels like they've pressed the fucking button. Mm-hmm. Carry on, Jacques.
Providing both context and statistical support for current and future findings. In particular, all the creatures just mentioned breathed air normally. Beyond this, I currently serve in a private capacity on the Scientific Advisory Board of the French Government National Center for Space Studies, CNES. That unit has actively researched the UFO problem since 1975, including national cases of close encounters with the presence of occupants, a number of which I have also studied on site. It should be clear, however, that I do not represent any of these government organizations in this or any other context. The Varginha incident of 1996 in Brazil, researched and documented by James Fox, fits within cases already known in scientific and medical records, many of which have remained classified. Relaxing the classification requirements while preserving security of essential facilities such as the nuclear labs would make it possible to inform and enlist the scientific community at a higher level. Action by the executive branch to allow more open exchange would be world-changing. As the Varginha case proves, allowing more open contact at an international level would yield better understanding of the global issues. The current segmentation of the data hinders any serious research into what appears to be an extraterrestrial phenomenon empowered by advanced artificial intelligence. Open archives do exist to some extent, describing the physical and biological environment of the crafts and their occupants. Socorro and Valensol in particular, two unclassified cases officially deemed unidentified by multiple government agencies, have yielded evidence of traces, recovered materials, and environmental effects. But we know that much more is available. The Varginha case presents exceptional new knowledge beyond what was already known. It improves our information in two fundamental ways. First, in the ability to reconstruct what happened to the craft and its occupants from beginning to end. And second, in the professional description of the anatomical and behavioral features of the live creature recovered by authorities within a short time of the crash and to the point of its death. By this achievement, James' long and perilous project has opened up an entirely new field of research.
I mean, that's the Don talking about this when it comes. I mean, Jacques Vallée. If you're gonna like crown anybody the Don. Sorry, I'm not calling him a Don. Of the UFO field, that's the man. Like, I find it really interesting that he's piped in on this and said that this case backs up a lot of the other cases, some of them classified.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm more than in right now. What are you thinking, my lad?
I don't know. I kind of want to say something, but it's something that I don't know if you're going to play the clip. I think you probably are going to play the clip in a little bit, so I don't want to say.
I'm going to
yet.
bring the happy chap with the hat on next. I will say this. He's speaking Brazilian, and not Brazilian.
Portuguese.
Sorry, he's speaking Portuguese. My wife picked up on this because my wife speaks. She's fluent in Spanish, and there's certain parts of Portuguese, Portuguese and Spanish. They kind of can understand each other, kind of. And she said she listened to the doctor that worked on the alien, which we will be bringing up later in the show, and she said it sounds like he's got emotion in his voice.
Mm.
It sounds believable. I didn't play this guy, but this is the guy that saw the crash. And you've got an interpreter, so he's gonna be speaking Portuguese. But then we've got an interpreter. Interpret it. What are you gonna say, my lad?
All right, I don't want to blow my load about yet until I hear the clip that you played just before we start the show. So what I will say is, if this is like the lead up to the documentary coming out, what the fuck is in it?
So, at the moment, we know they don't have the footage of the alien creature.
Don't they?
Well, this is what James has said, and he does say this in this conference. But I'm not going to play much. I'm not going to play the full conference because it goes on and on. And I don't know where that bit is, but somebody does ask him if he knows where the footage is, and he basically says that he's heard from sources where it could be, in so many words. I got that from that. So you could be right, and he could be keeping this quiet, Hence the love-hate relationship you've got going on with James Fox. James, just come on the show, my lad. Maybe you should send him a text,
I think he might be a bit busy at the minute.
He could be busy. Well, he did tell you he was going to be busy, and this is obviously why.
He did tell you, to be fair to him, I only realised this today, actually. He messaged me back saying keep in touch, and I hadn't seen that message.
So can you message him back?
I will endeavour to message James Fox back. Do you know what? It's a bit like John Cena fucking following you on X. I find it fucking wild. I've got James Fox's phone number.
My little boy has told like most of his friends, John Cena follows my dad.
Yeah, Arthur, my son likes to say to people that John Cena listens to my dad's podcast.
Yeah, and then they say, I just said, listen, just don't tell him what the podcast's about. Not that he really understands what it's about. He just thinks I speak to aliens now and again. Anyway, are we ready for this happy chap?
Yeah.
So this is the guy that, where it all started, this is the guy that saw the cigar-shaped UFO crash. Here we go.
Estar falando hoje com vocês.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to speak with you today.
Pleasure to listen.
Me perdoe pouco o nervosismo que filme passa na minha cabeça nesse instante da minha vida inteira.
Forgive me, I'm a bit nervous. This movie of the scene just plays in my head all the time.
Eu testemunhei a queda de uma nave não terrestre no ano de 1996, no dia 13 de janeiro.
That's a bit of an odd thing to say, don't you think? The scene of this movie plays around in my head all the time.
Unless it's maybe it's a translation problem.
It could be.
Yeah. So sometimes you don't, because there's certain words that don't exist in certain languages. You get a very literal translation.
Yes. Could be right there.
I witnessed the crash of a non-terrestrial craft on January 13th, 1996.
Eu viajava de São Paulo para a cidade de Três Corações. E durante esse percurso, eu parei rapidamente no acostamento e, nesse momento, tá, pela rodovia Fernão Dias, no caso, e porque eu iria a encontro de pilotos de ultraleve, que eu era recém-formado como piloto, então eu iria encontrar os amigos.
I was en route from São Paulo to the city of Três Corações via Fernão Dias Highway in Minas Gerais for an ultralight pilots gathering.
Ao fazer uma breve parada, eu avistei um objeto que para mim naquele momento está em formato de charuto, não era nada terrestre, era simplesmente um dirigível, pois na época...
Lê o texto, Carlos.
Oh, ok, sorry. Em formato de charuto, tá? E eu observei que ele estava em apuros.
So I noticed that. Did you notice that bit there, Lee, where he says, "Oh, sorry." I want to know the translation of that, and I want to ask my wife that, because that looks like he said something he shouldn't have said.
Yeah, because at first I thought he was going, when he apologized, I thought he was going to stop and allow the translator to start speaking, but he doesn't, does he? He just carries on speaking.
That would a bit weird. It could be nothing though, but I did find that weird.
When I made a brief stop near Varginha, I looked skyward. I spotted a cigar-shaped object which seemed distressed. Initially, I assumed it was a blimp, common at the time over soccer fields for broadcasts. It released white smoke while losing altitude.
Inicialmente, como eu já havia falado, pensei que fosse
just pause
dirigível.
it for a sec.
Tá? Na época era muito comum sobre os campos de futebol.
I think he just wrapped up his sentence, so I think that's probably what it was. I think she was probably asking to keep it in bites so the translator could chime in.
Yeah, That'll be it. Yeah. Spot on.
boys, futebol no Brasil, para fazer as transmissões das partidas. Só que ele saía dele uma fumaça muito branca. E ao ele fazer uma pequena curva, eu observei que na sua lateral ele tinha um rasgo da metade para trás. E ele estava rapidamente perdendo altitude.
It released white smoke while losing altitude. It made a slight turn that revealed a lateral tear from the middle to the back. It was clearly having problems.
Logo pensei, como piloto, que os ocupantes estariam em graves problemas, porque só quem é piloto sabe o desespero que dá você estar numa nave com problemas.
See, I don't speak the lingo, Lee, but do you see what my wife means? I'm looking at this and think when you see it,
Yeah, his body's not like he doesn't appear deceptive. But what I do find interesting is, and I hope somebody gets into this in the movie. He just said that it had like a tear down the side of the craft.
yeah.
I want to know what that's about.
What did that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
I hope that doesn't get lost. In
I think it
amongst-
will. I think that will get lost in translation.
Yeah.
I don't think that anybody's going to say what that is. Though there is a guy that's coming up, a general that speaks about UFOs towards the end of this. So there's a lot more to come.
Numa aeronave com problemas. Entrei no meu veículo rapidamente e comecei a acompanhá-lo através do para-brisa até o seu local da sua queda. Na esperança, na verdade, de ajudar quem estava lá dentro.
Only a pilot would know the difficulty of seeing a craft in trouble. So he quickly realized that the occupants could be in deep trouble. I got in my car and followed its trajectory towards the crash site, hoping to be able to help.
Ao chegar no local da queda, eu estranhei de início, porque o esperado era um cheiro de combustível, ou querosene, mas havia um cheiro de amônia e ovo podre, muito diferente, que ardia muito meus olhos, queimava os meus olhos. Então eu subi a camisa para poder respirar, que eu não conseguia. Metade da nave, desse objeto, tá, que no caso para mim ainda era um dirigível, estava encostado numa árvore. E a outra metade traseira eram vários destroços.
When I got there, I smelled a foul odor, like ammonia with rotten eggs, burning my eyes. Half the craft remained intact by a tree, and the debris of the back part was scattered everywhere.
Nesse momento, rapidamente, chegou.
Didn't they say that the creature smelt of ammonia?
Mm.
Yeah. I'm wondering if the creature might have smelt like that from something that had leaked on the creature from the craft. Or is it that the creature's skin reacts with our atmosphere? I don't know. Fucking,
I'm more into the idea that these when you consider it, right, we've got to play this from the point where it's real for this. So I'm still like, I think this is all very interesting. I'm still not convinced. But that's because I've seen lots of stuff. There's been lots of stuff like this before. Mm-hmm. But I'm still far more of the mind that we've heard of other paranormal and other like entities that people have come across, and they come with like that acrid smell.
Well, this is what people say about demonic shit.
That's
that
what I mean,
get that smell of ammonia.
Mm.
But just because this is a physical craft,
sulfur and the like.
Yeah, sulfur, ammonia. It smells very similar, I think.
Mm.
Just because this is a physical craft, I've said this before on the podcast. What's to say that angels, demons don't have
Don't use
physical-
technology.
Don't use technology, yeah. Is there a rule there?
I think that's fair.
Because we just assume that they're going to be magic and fucking on a magic carpet.
And we also, like, if you want to go fucking right off the reservation, like, fallen angels were cast out of heaven.
Yeah.
So do they have, like, are they still, like, fucking
I think they lost their wings.
ethereal
Lee.
beings? Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Don't even want to go down the road of things having fucking wings. But what I mean is, like, whatever powers some sort of ethereal entity would have, if it's cast down, I would imagine there'd be a stripping of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, New York cop, give me your badge and your gun.
Ou vários veículos militares.
Multiple army vehicles arrived promptly.
Nesse momento, estava meio. Eu estava no meio dos destroços, onde houve que negócio. E esses fragmentos, tá, eu levei baixei e peguei na minha mão. E eu observei que ele era muito leve, não tinha peso nenhum. Parecia um papel alumínio. Aquelas folhas de papel alumínio bem fininhas. E amassei ele. Ao soltá-lo, o que eu tomei um susto gigantesco, ele voltou ao formato normal. Meu Deus, o que é isso?
At that point, I was in the middle of the wreckage, and I picked up a lightweight fragment resembling aluminum foil. I crumpled it in my hand, but when I let go, it instantly resumed its shape.
Nesse exato momento,
Fucking Roswell. That's apparently what happened with that file shit
Yeah.
down at Roswell. They crumpled it. It resumed its shape. Now, has this guy just thought, you know what? I'm going to make this story up, and I'm going to use that crumpled foil so I can get myself a new hat.
Maybe. It's a nice hat.
But, do you know what I mean? How much is he being paid? Because this is what people say. These people are full of shit because they're doing a book, they're doing this, they're doing that. I don't think he's been paid a penny to come here. He might have had his hotel paid for, a slap up meal maybe.
No,
A new hat.
He'll have been paid for going on the documentary.
Yeah, that's fair. He will have been paid for going on the documentary, but it's all right paying a witness to go on the documentary, but to pay that witness and say and for them to be a perfect actor as well.
Oh yeah. I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. I want to believe so much.
Oh yeah,
I
I want to get that poster behind me. I want to believe.
Yeah. But I'm still like, it's so fucking timely. Remember what we were saying last night?
It's perfect, mate.
It's one thing after another. It's like you'll get a little lull where nothing's going on, and it's like boom, press conference where they talk about a fucking alien crash.
I find this really fucking strange that we hit that show last night and we're hitting this tonight.
Yeah.
It's just like you couldn't make this shit up.
No.
Soldado do Exército, da ESA, ser mais preciso, no Brasil, veio em minha direção com um rifle, tá? E começou a gritar, vai embora. E no que ele deu impacto, tirou de mim esse fragmento, ok? E eu respondi para ele, não, eu não vou. Tem gente caída lá, machucada, que para mim até aquele momento não fazia sentido o cenário. Para mim era, ele vai embora. Eu falei, não vou. Ele deu um passo para trás, levantou a arma, engatilhou, apontou para minha cabeça. Eu não estou pedindo, eu estou mandando, eu vou abrir a tua cabeça no meio se você não for embora.
A soldier approached fast and hit me in the chest with his rifle, so I was forced to drop the metal I was holding. He shouted, "Leave now." I replied, "No." People in there need help. He aimed his gun at my head and said, I am not requesting, it is an order. Leave now or I'll split your skull.
Virei-me imediatamente.
Bit of a strange thing that I'm just going to put that out there. There's a cigar-shaped craft crashed, and he says, and a guy hits him in the chest with the gun, and he's like, "No, I'm helping." How does he know there's something in there?
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's not mentioned that he saw any people, any bodies in there, but he has said here, "I know I want to help the people in there." That's weird, unless because what is said by spoiler alert, by the doctor later on that worked on the alien is that there is a telepathic connection with these creatures. I'm gonna go a little bit woo on this. What if like this fella, he knows aircraft, he's worked with aircraft, and he obviously it first spiked his interest, but because he was in the vicinity, the aliens' minds was like, help us.
I think that's a bit. I think you're reaching. I think anyone would, if you see something weird in the sky with smoke coming out of it, you going to look.
No, but you know what I mean? What I'm saying with the gun in the chest, and he's like, no, I want to stay and help these people, and he's like, no, leave now. It's weird.
Tremendo, morrendo de medo, sem entender nada. E estava muito assustado mesmo com tudo aquilo.
I turned and departed immediately. I was very scared and confused.
Saí do local imediatamente, que não tinha o que fazer, estava com medo, não entendia nada. E caminhei até um posto de gasolina, porque eu falei, vou tomar um café e me acalmar. Todo aquele negócio era demais para minha cabeça. Sorry. Desculpem-me. E para me recompor, fui ao posto tomar um café para me recompor. Em poucos minutos, uns 4 minutos, 5 minutos no máximo, chegou um carro escuro, um Opala, um carro da época, azul escuro, quase preto, com 2 homens bem vestidos, elegantes, ternos pretos, camisa branca, óculos escuros, desceram e vieram ao meu encontro. Ok.
I left the area and stopped at the first gas station to compose myself. A few minutes later, a very dark blue, near black vehicle pulled up. 2 suited men got out and approached me. Me chamando seu nome.
Ok. Deles veio em minha direção, tá, e me chamou pelo meu nome. Falou o nome da minha esposa, o nome do negócio, para mim, apontando o dedo para mim, e perguntou. Eu perguntei para ele, falando se eu era o Carlos Souza, se eu era isso, e apontando ele para mim. E eu perguntei para ele, quem é você? Não te conheço. Ele respondeu frio e simplesmente, você não viu nada, você não sabe de nada, ou você terá sérios problemas o resto da sua vida.
One of these men approached him and called him by name, stating his address, naming wife and business, and he asked, "Who are you?" And this man threatened, "You saw nothing, you know nothing, or you will have problems for the rest of your life."
Partiram rapidamente. Nesse momento, eu peguei um papel, guardanapo para limpar a boca, com uma caneta, para anotar a placa do veículo. Porque, para mim, quem eram aquelas pessoas para falarem aquilo? Só que ao chegar na porta do estabelecimento que eu estava tomando café, quem falou que o carro tinha placa? Não havia placa no veículo. Eles simplesmente partiram.
They departed swiftly. I grabbed a napkin to write down the license plate, but there wasn't one.
Imploro a todos os presentes aqui, após 30 anos, ridicularizado, julgado pela sociedade, não nos abandone novamente. Permitam que a verdade venha à tona. Tenham coragem de falar a verdade para nós. Eu não sou louco. Ninguém é louco aqui. Tenho família com qualquer um. Por favor, falem a verdade. Aquele que sabe,
That's
as
real
autoridades. Só peço isso.
It
Obrigado.
is, yeah.
I implore the authorities and people present, after 30 years of ridicule and societal judgment, do not abandon us again. Allow the truth to emerge. Summon the courage to disclose it. Thank you very much.
Obrigado.
So that's the pilot of the sorry, that's the guy who saw the pilot's craft crash. And I hadn't actually seen that emotion bit at the end there because I started this late on. But fucking hell. We have so we have I am well aware that there is like with the podcast that this is in a different language, but I do want to play the witness that worked on the alien.
Yeah, I want to listen to that.
So, but that's knocked me for six. That
The way he is at the end.
yeah, that's fucking Oscar winning.
Yeah, that's. I say it all the time, don't I, mate? That I don't think when people call people of like controlled opposition and stuff like that, when it comes to podcasts and things, I don't think people accept or understand how difficult it is to lie.
Yeah,
You know, in front of cameras.
that is fucking some crazy ass shit. So we have the next up we have the guy that worked on the soldier, but we can go straight to the alien guy if you want, mate.
Yeah, let's go for the alien guy. I want some fucking grey action.
Oh, this is what we want to see, isn't it? So let's get him up. Here we go.
Captured living being of advanced non-human intelligence, an apparent survivor of the Varginha crash. His experience represents one of the most significant developments in the history of UAP investigations. Dr. Idolo.
Eu guardei grande segredo por 29 anos, dividindo este assunto com alguns colegas médicos, apesar de outros terem conhecimento do caso.
I held on to a very big secret for 29 years, sharing it only with a few medical colleagues, even though many others knew what I knew.
Em 2023, revelei ao time do James Fox que tinha visto vídeo onde havia uma criatura que não era humana.
In 2023, I revealed to James Fox and his team that I had seen a video of a non-human creature in the hospital on January 20th, 1996.
Depois de ter sofrido ataque cardíaco quase fatal, em 2024, criei coragem para dividir mais detalhes da minha experiência, apesar das preocupações com o possível impacto na minha carreira.
After suffering a near-fatal heart attack in 2024, I felt compelled to share more details of my experience, despite previous concern about consequences for my career.
Naquela tarde de 1996, eu estava trabalhando no Hospital Regional de Varginha, quando um colega meu, chamado Marcos Vinícius, com uma câmera muito grande, me chamou numa sala de urgência para ver um paciente.
That afternoon in 1996, I was working at Varginha Regional Hospital when my colleague and fellow neurosurgeon Marcos Vinicius Neve urgently called me into an improvised intensive care room. He was carrying a large video camera.
Ao entrar na sala, me mostrou uma câmera em preto e branco que parecia uma criança deitada numa cama com uma hidrocefalia extrema.
Upon entering, he showed me a black and white video on the camera screen that appeared to be a child lying in bed with an extreme case of hydrocephalus.
Perguntei, o que é isto? Ele apontou para uma cama onde estava deitado um ser. Eu me aproximei e, ao vê-lo, imediatamente percebi que não era humano.
I asked, "What is this?" He pointed past the makeshift partition where a being was lying. I got closer. The moment I looked at the being, I immediately knew it was not human.
Olhei para ele primeiramente com a perspectiva médica. Estava respirando bem, sem dificuldade. Parecia não estar com dor, consciente, não estava sangrando. Parecia bem, com um semblante muito calmo e tranquilo.
I first examined it with a medical perspective, breathing well, no apparent pain, conscious, no bleeding. It seemed fine, with a calm and serene expression.
Parecia uma criança de uns 7 anos. Um lençol coberto, até aqui, no corpo, né, até a cintura. Os olhos eram lilás, bem como o crânio.
It looked like a 7-year-old child with a sheet covering up to its waist. Its eyes were lilac and teardrop-shaped. The cranium was also teardrop-shaped.
A pele era branca, os braços bem finos, 3 dedos com o polegar opositor, não havia mamilo e uma boca pequena.
The skin was white, the arms were very thin, and the hand had 3 fingers and an opposing thumb. It had no nipples and a tiny mouth.
Ele olhou para
No fucking nipples.
Ollie is out.
I'm fucking done. I'll tell you what I would love to know, though, because he said it was covered up to the waist. No nipples. Did it have a belly button? Because that's one thing that has been said about fallen angels, that they don't have any, they're basically eunuchs. They've got nothing down there, and they've got no belly button, no nipples, nothing, because they don't reproduce. They're just created. So, yeah, I wonder if I had a belly button.
para mim, olhou para o céu de uma janela, olhou para mim novamente,
He looked at me, then looked at the blue sky through the window as if longing to be there, then looked back at me.
e a impressão que eu tive nessa segunda troca de olhar foi que ele tinha completa consciência do que estava acontecendo ao seu redor e da nossa intenção de ajudá-lo.
After that, I sensed it was fully aware of what was happening around it and our intention to help.
Senti que ele estava agradecido pelos cuidados, que queria ir embora.
I felt it was grateful for the care and wanted to leave.
A sua serenidade e a presença imponente me levaram a acreditar que eu estava na presença de um nível de inteligência muito elevado.
Its serenity and powerful presence led me to believe it had a very high level of intelligence and perception, higher than human beings.
Yes. Parecia um anjo, com a compreensão e compaixão em seu olhar, ciente de que estávamos fazendo o melhor que podíamos por ele, apesar das nossas limitações.
It seemed like an angel with understanding and compassion in its gaze, aware that, despite our limitations, we were doing the best we could for it.
Estou aqui perante vossa presença, com nada a ganhar, tudo a perder, não estou vendendo nada e não estou pedindo dinheiro.
I stand before you with nothing to gain and everything to lose. I am not selling anything or asking for money.
Ainda trabalho como neurocirurgião. Estou aqui porque, principalmente para as novas gerações,
Just to throw a spanner in the works, would you need a piece of paper?
Well,
He's shaking while he's holding that, by the way, but I mean, that could be just because he's old. But for a story like that to go up on stage, I know some people like notes anyway. But I mean, if I saw an alien and worked on it, also, he's not said what was wrong with it.
I mean, but wait, this is where I'm falling apart with this. I think it's quite woolly and wooey what he's saying. You know, like it gazed out the window to the sky, longing to be there, and then the fact of how serene it was showed that it was a higher intelligence than even humans. And you go, I don't like. You're a doctor, supposedly. Like, where's the analytical mind here?
Yeah. Well, he's pretty much done here, and then I'll bring in the American that talks about the UFO. But I know what you mean.
I'm sus as fuck about this guy.
This is the guy that in the film you see him break down in tears, and that looks fucking real. But like I say, when the missus were listening to this guy, she said he sounds like he's speaking from memory.
So he's obviously not speaking from
eles
memory.
merecem saber que há muito mais além do que a nossa existência humana. E eu sou uma testemunha. Thanks.
I still work as a neurosurgeon, and I am here because everyone, especially the younger generations, deserve to know there's much more beyond human existence, and I am eyewitness to the proof. Thank you.
The simple humanity.
Do you know what I'm kind of gonna give it a pass though, Lee, because so my granddad, whenever
I don't mind the notes. That's not my problem. My problem is how it was written.
Because older people like to kind of write things down before they
don't forget, whenever you see a really good public speaker that hasn't got notes, the only reason they don't have notes is because they got an auto cue.
So right, let me bring this guy on. So Mr. Fox, and this is he's going to bring the American on in a moment.
Next year, and then he had a heart attack after he admitted the video, but he wasn't willing to go anything further at that point. That was the video was as far as he was willing to go. He had a heart attack. And he said he was staring at the ICU, the ceiling, and thinking, "I can't take this to the grave. If I get through this, I'm gonna meet with James's team and I'm gonna reveal all." So in 2025 in January, we went back to Brazil. We were meeting with Dr. Armando and Dr. Giannini, and we were talking about the autopsy and the tissue samples. And by the way, Dr. Armando, could you get a hold of, of course, he's one of the most well-connected people within the medical community. Could you get a hold of Dr. Italo? Oh, yeah. Whips out his phone. Dr. Italo. They speak, and he says, meet him around the backside of the hospital tomorrow morning. The backside? So our team, we're not going to ask any questions. We're on the back side. He sneaks us in the back of the hospital, down through the various series of corridors, and then right into the ICU. And that's when he decided to drop the bomb. And he did. And it got us all off guard. So I just want to say, Dr. Italo, it takes tremendous courage for someone who's got so much to lose and nothing to gain. He's not making a dime. He's not selling a book. He's not trying to sell a documentary. He's still working on people's brains. So I know that courage is infectious, and it's strength in numbers. Today marks the 30th anniversary of this incident. We're going back to Brazil in a couple of days, meeting with the mayor. We're going to be giving presentations. So if anyone out there is listening to this, it's involved certainly on the American side, particularly on the Brazilian side. If you're ever thinking about coming forward, now's the time. We have a couple of closing statements that are very significant. I was contacted anonymously by a gentleman who happens to be sitting right over here, right after I did a big Joe Rogan appearance on this case when the first version of Moment of Contact was released. This guy was really smart. I get contacted by people all the time. But he was like, yeah, this is where you look, and the flight logs and this, because there was people coming forward on the Brazilian side saying, yeah, I saw the USAP flight come in. So finally, after like 3 months, anonymous correspondence, I said, excuse me, who are you? And he's like, oh, I'm actually a retired United States Air Force colonel, and I'm also a fighter pilot, and I had a pretty dramatic UFO encounter back in 1980, which coincidentally was covered up. And okay, that explains it. So
that's that date again, Lee. 1980. You know, I was saying that last night.
Yep.
That's that date again, 1980.
He eventually came forward to share publicly his UFO encounter. But today he's here to talk about something I feel is extremely significant, and that is this potential flight that came in from the United States of America in January of 1996. So without further ado, Colonel Clausen, thank you so much for being here today. Here we go.
My name is Fred Clausen. I'm a retired U.S. Air Force bird colonel and fighter pilot. I have more than 4,000 hours of flying time in the F-15, the F-4, and I flew combat missions in the F-105 during the Vietnam conflict. I was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross twice and held a top secret SCI clearance. While flying the F-15, I intercepted a
Took
UFO.
place on his way again.
Took gun camera film.
What is going on up there? So, guys, for all our listeners, it's every so often they just keep looking at the fucking ceiling.
This is one for the British audience. But what was Reese and Mortimer's TV
the fucking
panel show?
Oh, the dove from above.
Yeah. Sorry if you're not if you don't live in the UK and you're not around 40 odd, you won't get that joke. But it was hilarious. What a time the 90s were. Carry on.
What a time.
Which was immediately confiscated. But that's another story for another time. Today, I am speaking on another matter, a matter that requires world attention. According to several Brazilian authorities, including air traffic controller Marcos Freires, on or about the 20th of January, 1996, a U.S. Air Force cargo plane, most likely a C-17, took off from a base in the U.S. and it flew secretly into Brazilian airspace without flight clearance from Brazilian government, and it landed at Viracopos Airport in Campinas. While at Campinas, Witnesses talked of it loading an unusual cargo, then departing to an unknown location in the United States. If true, I am certain that 30 to 40 Americans had direct knowledge of this flight and its purpose. I will now walk you through a potential paper trail this mission could have left behind. In order to secure a cargo plane, a specific protocol must be adhered to. The tasking would be sent to Air Mobility Command at Scott Air Force Base, Illinois, who has command authority over all U.S. Air Force cargo aircraft and refueling tankers. A paper trail has begun. Air Mobility Command transmits a mission order to the Air Mobility Wing at Charleston Air Force Base, South Carolina. Another paper trail. At Charleston, a crew is selected for the mission and a C-17 cargo aircraft is made ready. The distance from Charleston to Campinas, Brazil is roughly 4,500 miles. The unrefueled range of a C-17 is about 2,500 miles. Therefore, air refueling by KC-135 would be required. More people in the know and another paper trail. An international flight plan to Brazil is required even if the mission is classified. Paper trail. On board the C-17 is a minimum crew of a pilot, co-pilot, and loadmaster. But due to the nature of the mission, probably more. Maybe CIA and a general officer. The C-17 lands at Campinas and must be refueled. Who pays for the fuel? And where's the receipt? Before departing Campinas, another international flight plan must be filed. Again, more paper trail. The C-17 flies back to the United States with tanker support and lands at an undisclosed location. As you can see from this possible scenario, I estimate that at least 30 to 40 Americans have direct knowledge of this mission. So here's my plea today. If you were a participant and have knowledge of the mission, come forward. You are probably retired now, in your 70s, maybe a little older like me, and have languished for 30 years with this knowledge. Come forward. We know.
So that's so basically that guy's saying that there was a mission that kind of went under the fucking radar to Campinas.
Yeah, which is not funny at all.
I know it's not. It's really childish for people to even laugh at that. Do you think he's pronouncing that wrong? I mean, he really emphasized the penis bit, didn't he?
He did. I hope it's really nice there because I love the fact that people are off talk about the holidays. Go, I love Campinas.
Yeah. I drove past a place called Cockermouth the other day.
Yeah, it's a bit more on the nose that though.
There's a lot of moving parts to this case, Lee. A lot of moving parts, and it does seem like there's
something else.
No, I feel like we're going to get that video.
I think we're going to get the video. This is what I mean. It feels like there's something else.
It does feel like we're going to get
How?
that video.
Can we just fucking...
What happens when we get that video?
Well, we live in the world of fucking AI. No one's going to believe it's real. Which doesn't make any sense because, you know, it's...
But couldn't you ask AI if this was being generated by AI?
Yeah, but who's going to check that? But the funny thing about that is that all AI does is means that retards can make stuff. We've had CGI for a long old time. And people seem to forget this these days. Anything that comes up is, oh, CGI. You know, in the 90s when we used to see like fake UFOs and stuff, we didn't used to go, oh, AI. No, it was fucking CGI.
They need to get the Ivan 135, whatever he's called, working on this thing.
But
he'd do it.
Can you imagine if we get a fucking video though? So even if it's just a case of like, just the fact that it's there and we're supposed to believe it's real. That's mind blowing.
This is the video we get. We get the video from the doctor. You can clearly see that is that guy that was up on stage, on camera, with him over the alien.
Are you going to clearly see it though? Because he'll be in
No,
scrubs.
I think you'd get like a fucking you know, the Roswell alien autopsy thing. Can you imagine if it looked just like that?
I still think the Roswell the Roswell alien autopsy film is there's something fucking.
I tell you, I mean,
so weird.
The Roswell alien thing. We did a video on that a few years ago, but that it's not what the guy said it was. It's not. It wasn't a latex fucking dummy. That thing was. I'll even take that is a deformed human that they'd fucked about with.
Yeah,
I take that.
There's something like people and people like rested on the fact that he worked for the BBC on the Doctor Who stuff, and you go back and look at the Doctor Who stuff that he made with all the money of the fucking BBC behind Doctor Who at the time.
It was shit then. It's shit now.
Shit. Yeah, the Roswell alien autopsy footage hasn't aged a day.
No, it still looks fucking
there's
phenomenal.
Blockbuster
There's
movies.
nothing out there.
No, there's blockbuster movies that cost fucking like. Look at how quirky and weird some of the Independence Day stuff looks now.
Well, who was it that said? And this is definitely on subject. But who was it that said whoever made that, we'd hire them tomorrow?
Oh, it was Industrial Light and Magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was I think one of the guys from Jurassic Park as well.
Yes,
But-
yeah, they were the Jurassic Park guys said we would hire them tomorrow.
I remember it being like Industrial Light and Magic were like the boys in the 90s for
I think the Jurassic Park people said
CGI.
they had no idea how they did it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Which is fucking wild in itself. Do you
Um,
remember the video we did get? We got a video that looked, I mean, it didn't look amazing. And it was in a forest, and it was a guy filming in the forest, and he walked over, and there's this little, like, brown alien with red eyes that's just lying there, and you can see the horns, and it looked like, do you remember that?
yeah. But
Where
James
did
Fox
that
said,
go?
don't know, but James Fox said that was fake. But I mean,
it probably is, but
it probably is. But it looked exactly like what that thing was
I
supposed to
think that
fucking
was
look
made
like.
to muddy the waters, mate. I think
Maybe.
that was made to you know, because
It was
you get an
made
alien
to-
crash. Let's make a fucking video. Let's make some fake shit, and so people go, fuck off. This is fake. We've got to
Yeah.
look at this fake video that's been
It was
released.
Definitely made to appear to be the Virginia.
It was, and it was. I would say, arguably say, well, it wasn't made by an amateur. That it was someone who clearly knew that what they were doing with latex and modeling,
and how to hide things as well.
Mhm.
You know how to show just enough without showing anything. That's because that's the thing people forget. It's those little things that you can.
Mate, they'd even got the camera from the time period.
Well, if you watch like people go out and they'll get themselves like a nice camera or something like a Canon D, whatever it is, to do movies. I remember my friend is a filmmaker. He's done some really good stuff. I remember speaking to him about it, and I was saying to him, like I said, I don't get like sort of the stuff you guys do to make things look cool. I said, because it's not all about resolution. You know, like some of the worst films you see are the ones that, you know, if you see a low budget film,
Yeah,
the first thing you notice is how clean everything looks.
yeah.
You know, everything looks ultra sharp, like you fucking
Too
like,
much.
Yeah,
It's
like
you need
your
to
family
fucking
stuff.
hide some of that shit.
Yeah. But I think we're going to get the video. I do. I think this is whatever is going on.
Maybe we don't get that video. Maybe we get a video that comes from a different country, but it's exactly what they described.
Do you know why we get that video, Ali? Because if we weren't going to get that video, there was no point in bringing it up.
You mean what we've just seen there?
Yeah, there's no point in making a point of this. Is what I was going to say at the beginning of the show. There's no point in making a huge, well, not a huge deal, but a deal about he came in with a big camera.
Yeah.
You would just, I don't. If you couldn't get, or you were never going to get, do you know what I think is going to happen? I think James Fox has access to this video, and it's going to be another movie. He's going to milk 2 movies out of it.
How would you stop that from leak? If he's got a video of an extraterrestrial, or whatever it is, how would you stop that from leaking?
You'd have it.
Well, you'd have it, yeah, but how would you stop it from? I think it's.
If you
it's
had
not-
it, then the only person that could leak it is you.
But somebody gave it to him. So how does he know they didn't make a copy?
He doesn't know they didn't make a copy, but I mean, you can do all manner of fucking legalese, wrap them up, and say. And then if you're gonna pay something like that, let's say he said to that guy, "I will pay $1 million for the video." You draw a contract up. You say, right, you get 500 grand now and 500 grand when the documentary comes out. Any fuckery, you don't get the other half of your money.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. Do you know how I think I think this is going to go? Because this is the thing for me that now I feel this is part of the plan. Like whatever this whole disclosure thing has been about, why ever it's here, this is part of it. This does not exist in a vacuum. I think the end of the documentary is James Fox being given information of where he can go and find that video.
That's interesting.
That's how I think
That's a good cliffhanger to
Yeah.
fucking end that video.
I think he knows that as well. Because just like this press conference, I don't think
There's something he know. There's a nugget he's got that he's saving for that fucking documentary.
because if you give the testimony of all these people out now for nothing, don't get me wrong, it's good. it's good advertisement for the documentary, kind of. But I tell you what, the only people that are watching these things are people that would have watched the documentary anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very much preaching to the converted. I think it's a very dry press conference for anyone to listen to that might just have like a passing interest. I think kind of like if we'd have had more time to plan this show and this hadn't just happened like when I was at fucking jiu-jitsu and I've come back and you've gone, oh, by the way, this, I think we probably could have chopped out all of the foreign speaking, just brought a little bit of that in to like speed it up, because they did not do a good job at keeping people's attention here. And we didn't watch the whole thing. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's always hard when there's
an interpreter.
There's an interpreter, but I just felt like we needed to hit that.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. I'm glad we did. But I think the problem you have with interpreters, maybe I'm wrong, and people can just say, no, you're just a fucking moron. I always find that when I'm listening to someone speak through an interpreter, I end up listening to the words I can't understand, and then the interpreter doesn't actually like
me too
fall in, which is it's a really weird thing. But man.
No, I get that.
How do you feel about it? Like where are you like on a give me a percentage of how much you believe it, how much you think we're good. Tell me, I want a percentage of how much you believe it, and tell me what you think is going to be in the documentary. You're a 60%.
60% of me believes it.
Right, that's quite low for you. I thought you'd have been higher than that.
So but higher than that. I think that James Fox believes it. So I think James Fox is like 100% in. But could James Fox be could he be used? Do you know what I mean?
I think he's
be careful.
too deep.
Be careful. Be careful, your boyfriend.
No. That's I'm gonna be nice. Like you say, I think he's too deep to be like a liar. I think you're right.
I think I have the bit, by the way, because I was just looking there when you were talking about the video of him being asked if he's got the video.
Oh, go and play that then. Let's see what he's going to say.
I think it's that. It's really hard because they're all sat down. This is the after press bit.
Yeah. All right. Are you caught your? Is that a question? Are you're like, oh yes. All right. So we first question right here, just because he caught my eye. And say your name. Oh, and one more thing. We're looking for questions, not stories, right? So if you guys start to have a long preamble, I'm going to gently but firmly interrupt you and invite you to wrap it up and get to your point. With love.
Super
Thank
kick
you.
that
Hex
bitch off the
Nottingham
stage.
from Norfolk, Virginia. I have a question for James and one for Burleson, if I may. James, are you any closer to getting the video of the Varginha case and the orange UFO that looked alive that you spoke about before?
Well, for the first time, we have names of those that were in possession of it. So if that's closer, then yes, we are. But there are forces, powers that be out there that we're just trying to see who can get there faster. So, yeah. And I never give up. Case in point, I heard about the Calvine UFO photograph that was taken in 1990 from the former Ministry of Defense, Nick Pope. And I thank God to David Clark, but I never let that go. And eventually, I think it was the better part of 30 years, perhaps more. 33 years, I think it was. And then we eventually covered that in the program. But
that's his 33 years, James.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't make this shit up, Lee. You can't make it up.
He's filming that next documentary right now.
He's doing what?
No, you know what I said before about how there's going to be another documentary about him finding the video. He's filming that documentary right now, and he's just dropped a teaser for it.
What, for the
teaser,
right.
no, the teaser
Got ya.
is the video's out there, but there's people that want to get to it. It's just a case if we can get there first.
Mm-hmm.
That is an Easter egg.
Yeah. I missed that 33-bit. Jesus Christ. It blows my mind the amount this fucking pops up. Like, it really fucking does. It's 30-something years. At 33 years.
Yeah.
You just got to get it in, James.
I am... I mean, do you know what I will say? James Fox is really good at selling the documentary.
Mm.
He was really good at selling his last documentary as well. I want something. We have had.
You want the alien? That's what you want.
Yeah, we've had now load of yapping.
Mm.
We've had a load
For a
of
long
yapping
time.
now for fucking years. Like, I need
Substance.
I need some fucking balls to make a penis.
Yeah. It's missing balls. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
It's just a dick. A flaccid dick.
Just a big penis.
It's a dick that can't do anything.
Oh, no one wants that.
No.
I'm 50-50.
Also, I'm 60-40 or 50-50, so...
I could go either way on it. I thought the testimony from the first guy was really interesting.
Where were you when you saw the first documentary? When you saw the another one that he put out? Because I was like...
The
I
first
don't know if there's
documentary
enough-
about the Virginia? Or his
yeah,
first
I was like, I don't
documentary?
think there's enough legs to this. But we didn't see the fucking doctor.
Yeah,
It's not the doctor that gets me, by the way. It's the UFO guy. The UFO guy that fucking starts crying, and his family were threatened.
See, I wasn't quite as enamored by him as everybody else seemed to be.
But the guy that just cried now. I'm not on about the doctor guy. I'm on
No,
about
the guy that cried in the field in the last documentary.
No, I'm talking about the guy we've just seen there. The guy
Oh,
that
yeah,
saw the
yeah.
UFO. Seeing that, because I didn't see that when I listened to it today. I didn't
Mhm.
see that bit. I missed that bit. But seeing that guy cry, that was real emotion. That was fucking real emotion.
Yeah.
And he was essentially like, fucking Men in Black got him.
Yeah, well, I mean, he said, like, the men in suits turned up and, like, keep fucking shut, buddy-o.
I mean, lots of people talk about these men, the Men in Black. They even did a shit film on it, you know?
The wild thing is there was the way he's talking about it is I'd like a proper timeline from him. Like, how long did it take for that to happen? Because
What do you mean from seeing it to being visited by the Men
to
in
get
Black?
a knock on the door? Yeah,
I think what he was saying, I think that was later on in the day by the sounds of
that's
that.
what I mean. It seemed to happen really quickly. So if that's
But
the
like
case,
you said earlier, a lot of things when it's been translated, it could be a translation problem.
well, and it could be just the fact he's just thrown his story into 30 seconds. You know, so that's what I'm saying. There's no real timeline to what he's saying.
Yeah, I think he wanted to explain it more in depth, and I think now looking back at that, she was saying you need to keep this short because I have to translate this, and I think they wanted to keep it short as well because they want this thing to get some legs, and if people lose interest because they've listened to Portuguese. They don't speak Portuguese
Yeah.
for a good 5 minutes, then is a problem.
Yeah. When's the documentary out?
I think it's soonly. I should know that.
I imagine so, especially if this is on now.
I think it's in the next I think it might be
weeks.
next month.
Yeah. It would make sense for it to be the next couple of weeks.
I don't know why March rings a bell.
I'll be interested to see over the next couple of days what else comes out. Like, this won't just be the end now.
No, I think we've got a show tomorrow. We don't even know it.
I think Fox will be on Rogan within the next 2 weeks.
I mean, he was literally on Rogan. What was it, last year?
Yeah. I think he'll be back. He's just done Danny Jones as well.
You guys just done Danny Jones.
No, look, mate. This is the sort of shit we do podcasts for.
It is.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
I'm pumped that there's such a wild thing being said. However, until that documentary comes out, I kind of do have to have it in my head that this is just really clever marketing.
We've been really fucking alien heavy recently, but it just cannot be helped right now.
It's not going anywhere. That's it. It's not going anywhere. It's just feast after feast after feast. Yeah, whenever it feels like there's going to be a lull and there's not going to be anything, something like this pops up. They want to keep it in the zeitgeist. They want to keep it in people's minds, and I find that really concerning. Really concerning.
Yeah, it is interesting. I want to know more about this 1980 thing because I'm starting to think maybe I might be one of the aliens because that's when I was born. Was I actually born? Maybe I was delivered.
Maybe. I'd suggest you were probably driving, given the fucking standards of piloting going on.
You think I crashed?
Probably.
So explain my skin. Why I look so see-through.
Well,
You could be working with an extraterrestrial, you know that.
oh, maybe. Like, I sometimes I don't doubt it.
Listen, if you want to get a vial of my blood, become a Patreon. Sign up today. Actually, I'm scared of needles.
That's
That
all
ain't
I'll
gonna
drain you. We can work this out. It'll be fine. Yeah, no, I think you're right though. I think there's going to be a show tomorrow. Something else is going to come. I'm interested to see what the other commentators like Vetted and stuff say about this too. Yeah, I don't know what to think about it. I really don't. Like I said, I just want to get on board. I want to get the hat. I want to get the fucking t-shirt. And I want to hop on Capinas and ride that shit.
You want to land on Capinas?
Yeah. Straddle it.
Sounds good.
And like just like really take it in.
And if you want something to straddle, then straddle that like button if you're on YouTube or Rumble. If you're on Spotify, which is most of you sexy bastards, then leave us a comment because they really help. And if you've not left a 5-star review yet and you've listened to 5 shows,
Then you
the
are a
fuck are you
dirty
doing?
mother whore.
Because we are vastly approaching 2,000 5-star reviews. Put them nipples back on that alien.
Also, if you want to catch some clips of it as well, we are putting daily clips up on YouTube Shorts and TikTok. So keep your eye out for the shorts. We are Daily Conspiracy Podcast on all of the things. Ollie,
Yes, my lad.
take us out.
You want the bitty bean and you want the boon, the bitty bean, the boo, the bitty boom, the bitty boom.